The rebellion cannot be allowed to persist. Ignite the inferno.
Hello and welcome. Today we are talking about our favourite topic of all, Star Wars Battlefront 2, and all the controversy that is surrounding this game. And it's not just surrounded by it, it's encompassed by it, it is part of it. They're all one. And I'm Mitch, and joining me is Russell.
I gotta say off the bat, fuck EA, honestly. EA's just screwing up everything right now. It's just so
like
bad.
Konami.
Yeah. Oh, probably worse than Konami in a lot of ways.
Yeah, so we've spoken about this before, how we were initially concerned about the nature of the loot boxes, and we were more than correct, because not only is it pay to win, not only is there controversy around it, it's the biggest thing that's being spoken about this year in terms of like
This
the
thing is
biggest thing.
It's just blown
like,
up everywhere, just how bad this EA system is.
And
like,
not just in gaming circles, everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, it's on the news everywhere. Everyone has some inkling about what's going on here, because it is just so hard to hide. And it's just like, if you read through all the stuff that's happened, been following it, it's been a real shit show.
Yeah. We're going to get into what those things were, Mitch?
Yeah, very much so. So there was so obviously the pay-to-win nature is pretty much confirmed, and from now on recording, they've you can't purchase crystals, which was the premium currency. That has been removed. You can't buy loot boxes.
So at the very least, they're forcing people. Well, no, they're preventing people from spending money right now, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they've changed the system.
It doesn't mean
it's still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
You just can't.
They're going to work out how to. You can't just buy stuff. So what I think that means is they're thinking of how to do it. Their microtransactions are coming back. Don't think they won't be.
The thing though is that, like, I can't look at it in a more cynical way, where it's like they're stopping it right now because they always want to have to look like they're doing the right thing, so that people go, all right, I'll forgive them, I'll buy Battlefront 2. They're trying to get as much sales as they possibly can right now, where it matters the most.
In the immediate term, where it matters most, yeah.
Yeah, so they're trying to do everything they possibly can to make it look we're trying to fix this stuff.
We're going to help out. We're fixing
even though, we'll see how much they actually fix. Like, I would still put a huge warning up there going, don't think because they've currently taken away that it'll come back and all be fixed. I expect there'll still be shit in there.
It's a point you never trust EA or major companies. Don't trust Activision either. But in terms of this year, like, EA's had already some controversies. We've had the whole Andromeda thing, and now they've got this with Battlefront 2. And initially, there was a lot of people working out, like, you initially to unlock heroes, people worked out on Reddit that it takes roughly 40 hours to unlock them.
Yeah, it's absolutely absurd.
And not just all of them, just one of them.
Yeah, and it's... So, not to mention, which are those characters? Like, it's not like, let's just put, I don't know, I can't even think of, like, Jar Jar Binks or something. Like, a character that's, like, more comical than it is, like, a serious, like, Star Wars fan character, where they put Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker as the top purchase points. And he said, like, 40 hours originally. They backpedaled a bit since then, thank God.
That's reduced by 75%.
That's the thing. 75% isn't like, oh, we made a little bit of a wrong estimation. That's like, we fucked up big time.
We made a mistake.
This estimation is beyond ridiculous for how long it was going to take to get these characters.
Yeah. But that isn't the only controversy around it. EA now has the most downvoted comment on Reddit for defending that. And my favourite line is, the intent is to provide players with a sense of pride and accomplishment for unlocking different heroes.
Yeah, what the
hell?
Like, EA,
they want you to put all that effort in to unlock them.
Yeah, it's PR speak, basically trying to be as... working around the topic as much as they possibly can. And people,
without giving an actual answer.
Unexpectedly in Reddit just ripped in the shreds and go, this is not good. This is really bad. Good.
And it's got a record for it. Congratulations, EA.
Yeah,
you're going great this year. Yeah, it's like... And it keeps going as well. It's like now the boss of Disney himself has expressed personal concern. And that is like...
It's a show of like how big it's gone. It's not just like, this is just like a little gaming group. It's like, no, people are really concerned about this. And they should be.
This is everywhere. And they should be, because it's like, we're going to start... Microtransactions to this extent haven't been here yet. We haven't seen them. This is... I'd say, like, Blizzard were making fun of them, except literally this is Blizzard's fault in that loot boxes have become so popular.
They started something that definitely made EA make this decision, where EA went, look how much money Overwatch is making, and Hearthstone, and all the other games they've got going at the moment, and let's just implement this microtransaction system from a mobile game system, not even mimic what they're doing. Like, let's just do it mobile type system and see how it plays off with everyone.
In a full price game, to see that this is maybe this is the test to see what they could get away with. Why would you test it with Battlefront?
It's like EA's going, we'll test, because Star Wars is like the biggest IP ever. So
but they're at risk of pissing off Disney.
Yeah, but I think they were also like, if people are going to spend money, they'll spend it on this game. So they'll lock people into it, and that's why I think they did try. But it's the thing, is it? I feel like that's what they were doing. They're like, let's just push as many buttons as we possibly can and see how much we get away with. And it turns out they didn't get away with really any of it. So
no,
we'll
I mean, people bought it. I mean, I bought it mainly to review it because I like Star Wars. But like, it's like everyone is seeing this. I don't know how much it's affected their sales.
That's the next step. Like, what is the sales for this game? If it's beyond normal, then it's like, well, this is going to be screwed up because they're just going to keep doing this even with the negative feedback. Because it's bottom line, it's just how much money they're going to make. It always comes down to that. So if this makes a lot of money and ultimately hasn't been affected enough, then why would they care? They go, whatever, it makes heaps of money, let's just keep doing it.
I'm pretty sure that was their thinking, but now I think it was like, well, we can get away with this, it's fine.
Yeah. And I feel sorry for DICE as well, where DICE I feel like it's been completely screwed over by this, where I hope people are disassociating DICE from EA, because I feel like there's no way DICE could have wanted these changes to be implemented. I can't imagine any developer going, yeah, we want to put in these star cards that have people playing for hundreds of hours just to unlock them.
Unless they're like the developer and the publisher as well, who would be like big I&I, but I think,
I feel like just the overall like impact will have is just, I think people will look at DICE in the negative light now, which is a bad thing to have happen to them, I feel. Especially with, like, at least at the very least, the visuals in this game are impressive. I think there's a lot of other stuff that are problematic. Obviously,
it's a good-looking game,
systems
but I think...
bloody shit show, but there's, the visuals are good. It looks Star Wars. I give them that.
Oh, yeah, it looks and feels Star Wars. But I wonder how much of the reputation of DICE has been tarnished by this.
I don't think it's like BioWare Mass Effect Andromeda bad, where it's just like, just shut it down, or even Visceral Studios very recently going, it's not tracking out like we wanted to. Just kill it straight up, knock it out. I think DICE will keep going, but EA at this point don't really care about their studios that much. I feel they just go, whatever, we'll just kill it, make it something else, and just spread the resources to other teams. That's just what EA does.
Yeah, and I mean, like lately we've had Visceral, but I mean not Visceral. I mean, it has been killed.
Oh,
but Respawn has been bought by EA as well. It's just like, how much? Yeah, what are they going to do with that? It's like, are any of these developers safe? Because EA just loves meddling. They just love meddling. And you just wonder how much how much is ruined by them overstepping and like trying to fix stuff the way and monetize it.
Yeah, and the thing that annoys me all the time is how every time they make a change, they're like, oh, look, we did this for you. I'm like, look, you didn't do anything for us. You basically just created a ridiculously bad system and then tried to backpedal as little as possible. Because it's ever like, look, we know we did wrong, so it's all free now. Just straight up, the only thing that you can get is skins. That's it. They still won't do it. They're like, there's too much money potential here. So
no, they won't.
We're going to make it look like we're backpedaling and then eventually just implement a slightly better system that's still dodgy. And it's just bad all around.
But yeah, it's like, EA they're just trying all the scummiest tactics on the planet. This is not paying off for them. Maybe
there's never been a more wretched hive of scum and villainy than EA.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not at all. And I think EA is like perfecting what they do. They've shown their true colors this year, time and time again, and their reputation is just like, even though they've been voted the worst company of America.
Yeah.
People overall hate them. Like, no one is, like, positive about EA.
This didn't help in the slightest, yeah.
This does not help. This is, like... And they've got Anthem, they've got all these other plans coming out. It's just, like, how does it affect them? What will be EA's fault with them? Because they burned Mass Effect to the ground. They've proved they want to monetize as much as possible with Battlefront. It's just, like, where does it end with them?
Yeah, and at the very least, I'm glad that gamers did make some impact here. It wasn't just, we don't really care, we'll just keep implementing the system and we'll catch a couple of whales that have just spent an absolute goddamn fortune in this game. The public outroar of just how bad this was, and it is probably the worst system I've ever seen in a full-price game, ever. It's that bad.
I'd agree, and someone who's actually played a fair bit of it, it's like, even the pre-order bonuses are a bit shitty, because, like, you get the Master cards straight up for getting the Digital Deluxe or just the Deluxe Edition, which take far more effort to get. You need to rank up certain times to get all this stuff, and it's just like they get it straight up, which is like straight up unfair already.
I'm actually sick of this card commitment. Why is everything cards these days? Why is that such a big deal?
Yeah,
it's card this, card that.
Microsoft.
Yeah, do something other than cards, damn it. At least make it something worthwhile. I was like, you got a couple of cards. I'm like, I don't give a shit about cards. It's not a card game. Why are they always cards, damn it?
Yeah, it's just, I guess it's because people associate it. But yeah, it's just like, this whole thing has been a complete and utter shit show. And who knows where it's going next? Who knows when we'll get to talk about it again? Because
that's the thing. It could be in a week. It'll be like, we've turned the microtransactions back online, and suddenly they go, you've turned them back online and you've changed one thing. Everything else is like exactly the same thing. It's like, now level 3-star cards you can't get in the packs, but otherwise you can buy all the rest. Like, fucking hell, EA. Just turn it off. Just change it. But too much money.
You have to fundamentally change it, but they're not going to.
Yeah. Also time. You got to remember, it's probably not easy to just go, well, we just change all this and it's good to go. It's like, developers doing that. It's not a Switch.
It's like, the developers are paying for EA's mistake. It's going, well, now we have to do this, this, and this to the game because they forced us to have this.
Yeah. And I can't help but think that this game probably will do well. And then we'll get Battlefront 3 down the line, and then what cheap thing they'll implement then? They go, look, we know you didn't like the star cards in Battlefront 2, so we've removed them. And then, like, well, what have you done now? Like, what has EA done next?
They've added the casino.
I just feel like you just cannot trust EA. And honestly, I almost pretty much didn't. As soon as they said this was going to have free season pass, I'm like, okay, what's the catch?
It's
and
like,
the catch
what's
was
the
very
catch?
bad.
What are they doing?
Worse.
And
in fact, season pass was better in a lot of ways. It was still like you have to pay money to like get this extra content, but at least you were giving it to the developer and unlocking it.
They got us good because we figured like season pass is evil.
And that's
like that is one thing we don't want. It's not. There's worse things than that.
And that's the thing. They'll probably come back with season pass in the next one. They go, yeah, we just do season pass again. And you go, well, at least it's better than microtransactions. It's like a lesser of two evils.
Yeah, and EA is full evil. So I think that wraps up our conversation again on this topic because we've already done this before.
So we might be back again with EA's track record. But
might be back. But yeah, we've been Optional Extra. We're going to talk about EA a lot, it seems. At least 50% of the episodes are EA.
Yes,
so yeah, if you like hearing us talk about how evil EA is, or just talk about video games in general, please like and subscribe.
Fuck EA, honestly.
Andrew is also going to set on his personal OKRs how to get to #1 in 2016. So if you could share your thoughts on that, and it's really wonderful to have you here. Let's give it up for Andrew.
Thanks, Don. Appreciate it.